Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Freezerburns. As always, I'm your host Greg, the frozen food master, and once again you're joining me as I eat my way through the freezer aisle one box at a time. Today, I'm reviewing this behemoth. On-Cor Traditionals, gravy and 6 Salisbury steaks, char-broiled, only $1.89 for 1 pound 12 ounces of mystery meat. I am going to be lying to you if I tell you I'm anxious to see how this tastes, but hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised. So what do you say we figure out what's in this basically crate of food. Let's see how it looks when we take it out of the box, and then let's see how it cooks in the microwave, and then let's see how it tastes. So the first thing you'll notice when you see this box, at least the first thing I noticed, is this. This is not Salisbury steaks with gravy. This is gravy and Salisbury steaks. So clearly the On-Cor, the good people at On-Cor, have really high hopes for this little brown lava flow that they got on this char-broiled piece of meat. Now, Salisbury steak, there's questions of what a Salisbury steak truly is. It admittedly has been kind of bastardized over the generations. But here's what I think Salisbury steak is. It's a bunch of ground meat formed in a patty, and in this case, char-broiled. And just in case you don't trust them that it's char-broiled, we got the little grill marks on there, okay? This is the family size On-Cor. You know the jingle, for tasting more, there's On-Cor. Remember like Al from Happy Days? The butcher, right? So this is, I guess, supposed to be butcher quality. I haven't seen one of those commercials now that I think about it in about 5 years. But gravy and 6 Salisbury steaks under $2, okay? That doesn't set my hopes too high. I don't think they're setting the bar too high for this one. But again, I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised. What does it say on the back? A family serving of tender char-broiled Salisbury steaks in a flavorful beef gravy. It's sure to win over your family's heartiest appetites. So clearly, quantity over quality right away. Flavorful beef gravy, that's where I think I'm going to evaluate that solely on how flavorful that beef gravy is. Nutritional facts. There are 6 servings, 1 patty per serving, 130 calories, 6 grams of fat, 25 milligrams of cholesterol, 740 milligrams of sodium per patty. 9 grams of total carbs, 9 grams of protein. Cooking directions. What do we got here? Microwave oven. Remove heat-safe tray from carton. Put it on a microwave-safe plate. Peel one corner to vent. Microwave on high for 10 minutes. Rotate. Microwave for another 7 minutes. Let stand 2 minutes. Then remove with oven mitts from the microwave oven. Then we're going to get that in my belly. So we're talking almost 20 minutes of cook and wait time to cook these Salisbury steaks. Now, most important, how does this look? Comes out in this tray. This is just a, wow, that's just a very sloppy looking, I don't know what this is. Now, you know, before I started this review, I asked the Mrs. Frozen Food Master what she thought this was, and she, and I quote, called this squirrel meat. I've never had squirrel meat. I don't know how it tastes, but you never know. I think, let's see, what does it say on here? Beef. They say it's beef. Okay, 6 of them in there. A lot of gravy in there, all frozen solid. I am going to peel back this to vent. Again, almost 20 minutes of cook and wait time. When we get back, we'll see how it looks cooked. And then, unfortunately, we're going to get that in my belly. Okay, so I have taken this out of the microwave, and it had cooked for 10 minutes. I pulled back the film, broke up any pieces that were kind of all lumped together, put it in for another 7 minutes, have removed the film, and now I have this, the best way to describe it is a stew. There is so much gravy in this bowl. I can only tilt it to about here to show you. but I'm going to jiggle it like that so you can kind of see the waves of gravy. Because if I tilt it anymore, it's going to pour all over myself, and that's just not that good. So in total, about 20 minutes of cook time and wait time. Now, I have a spoon here because, as I mentioned earlier, this is the gravy and Salisbury steak, so I'm going to try the gravy first. First off, pretty thick gravy, right? This isn't watery, it's pretty thick. It is a, best way to describe it, it's like take beef stock, right? It's really, really good beef stew, and kind of thicken it up a little, make it a little more syrupy and more processed, and dump a ton of salt in it, and that's what I imagine this is going to taste like. So it is very, very thick, and like I said, there's like, man, there looks like there's about 3 or 4 cups of gravy in here. I mean, it's just filled all the way to the top. Okay, so now, how does the gravy taste? Let's see. Not as salty as I thought it would be, just as hot as I thought it would be. The gravy's okay. It actually, you know, it's misleading because the gravy looked really thick. It doesn't taste thick. Does not taste flavorful. Tastes very watery. It's just brown water, which when you think about it, brown water just doesn't sound too appetizing. So that's very interesting to me. Now, here is Salisbury steak number 1. I counted, there are 6 in there. At first I was like, oh my god, I got robbed. There's only 5 Salisbury steaks in there. One of them was hiding in this cesspool of gravy. So there are 6. As you can see, there are these like really fake charbroiled lines on there. And it's even crisp on the edges, right? This is about the size of a sausage patty at McDonald's, okay? Maybe a little bigger. Same thickness and all that stuff. As you can see, it's still dripping. Now, here's one thing I want to point out. On the box, see how it's kind of dry here? Mealy almost, right? You see little chunks of stuff. I was going to say goodness, but I'm not quite sure. Chunks of stuff, and then the gravy's just drizzled on there. That is not the case here. This is completely submerged. See how it's glistening? I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's gravy on here, okay? I want to see how this tastes. This tastes about as good as I thought it would, which wasn't that good. It is a bunch of, they say beef, meat kind of mashed together, pounded down, formed, and then probably like, I know this isn't exactly what it is, but I almost imagine they're like literally going through the conveyor belt and they're like spray painting these grill marks on it. Doesn't taste flame broiled. Is that what they said it was, flame broiled? Charbroiled. Does not taste charbroiled. It tastes like any old Salisbury steak of the non-charbroiled variety. It is not that great. Quantity-wise, the size of this box, very misleading. Because it's, you know, when I picked this up, I was like, man, this thing is heavy. This is, you know, yeah, it might like not taste that great, but at least I have quantity, right? Quantity, that really isn't that much quantity. A lot of it is the soupy gravy. That's what I was feeling. That weight of it was a frozen hunk of watery gravy with 6 little floaties up top. I know I'm painting a kind of a disgusting picture, but frankly, it's not any prettier when you put it in your mouth. This is truly worth $1.89. This is not quality. This is all quantity. On-Cor gravy and 6 Salisbury steaks. Again, $1.89. I give this a 1.5 stars, and that's only because because it's $1.89. I give it 1.5 stars. As always, I'm your host Greg, the Frozen Food Master. This has been another review of Freezerburns, and I'll see you next time.